I grew up here. We didn't have electricity. We didn't have running water. We're pretty much in a one-room house. There's 6 of us. I have 4 sisters, 1 brother.
No one had electricity around here till maybe 2010, 11ish. I think that's when people started to get electricity around here. So growing up without it was normal.
In the picturesque landscape of the Navajo Nation, going without electricity is just a way of life. Generations of families have found a way to live without what most consider an essential service.
You get used to without electricity, without running water, you get used to you learn how to preserve, like even batteries or even water. You just don't waste it. Lights is more of the sun, and then if we need to, we have lanterns. If we didn't have any lamp oil, then we have to just, go without it until we get some.
As a little girl, we did not have any of that. We didn't have any running water or power, and we didn't know what it was like to have power, so we just, in the evening, we had to make sure we have either kerosene or the white gas in the little lamps to make sure we have light in the evening.
In 2019, the Navajo Tribal Utility Authority established a mutual aid project known as Light Up Navajo. This project connects line workers from across the country to volunteer their time and expertise. The volunteers work alongside linemen from the NTUA to accelerate the effort to connect homes to the electrical grid.
Light Up Navajo started in 2019, and it was set under the platform of a mutual aid, where companies go to a site where there's no power, and all the utilities deploy to that area to restore power as soon as possible. Light Up Navajo was built under that same concept. Instead of coming out here and restoring power, they're extending power.
When I found out about this project, I wanted to come help extend power to people who'd never had it in their homes before.
Just hearing that people in America don't have power kind of shocked me. Anything I could do to help, I wanted to do what I could using the skills I have.
This particular line that they're working on right here is a little over 5 miles. People out here on the Kaibito Rabbit Hill, they've been waiting like over 10 years for a power line extension.
As crews work to electrify the 13,000 homes across the Navajo Nation that need power, it's a learning experience for both the residents and the linemen.
The pole framing that they do is different than ours, so that was a learning experience, and then the way we strung in wire too was different, so that was a learning curve for all of us.
The thing that we had to think about the most out here was probably just the terrain difference from home, using a pressure digger versus just a regular digger truck to set poles like we do at home.
In spite of all the obstacles and stuff, and they just kept on going. They kept on going, and we got our electricity, and we were very thankful that they didn't give up and that we finally got what we wanted and what we needed. It's amazing what NTUA does to bring power to our Native people.
The most memorable experience so far this week was energizing the line that we built yesterday. We built it Monday, Tuesday, and then Wednesday we were able to energize 29 spans and energize 1 home.
Yesterday we were so happy when the power came on. We were just like, happy and stuff. And I said, now I can run the vacuum cleaner and the refrigerator and the stove at the same time. And
having a bigger refrigerator and having food here all the time instead of running back and forth to batches to get food daily.
The very first thing I did when I did get electricity was turn the lights on and off, flicker it, look at it, smile, and said, it's happening. That was exciting. All right, cool, it's getting a little bit more homey now.
In 2024, Light Up Navajo exceeded their goal of 150 homes and was able to bring electricity to 170 homes. Since the program's inception, Light Up Navajo has brought power to over 800 Navajo families.
Coming from a family, that didn't have electricity, it is a rewarding experience. I feel like I'm helping my community out here, doing the best that I can, what I can do to help them receive power.
We're so proud to be a part of this industry. Our business is to make these businesses happen, but they're doing all the hard work. I think that's an important thing to note, and I think all of our partners appreciate that too. So supporting the passion and the talent and the technical skills that the linemen are bringing to this space is really important to us. Bringing electricity into these homes strengthens those family networks, it extends the time they have together, the days get longer, the businesses that they're working on get stronger. There's so many layers of positive change that comes with this. It's hard to overstate it.
In 2023, CoBank pledged $350,000 to Light Up Navajo. This contribution ensures that the NTUA can continue their efforts so even more Navajo families can benefit from reliable electricity.
Just as they turned on the power, it started raining and it was windy.
I looked at her and I said, it's kind of getting chilly, right? I said, we should make coffee. I said, that'll be the first thing that we'll make here.
Started having more family functions here since the water came and the electricity. We started having more functions here. And now it's more comfortable and convenient for people, for them to stay longer.
Now, like her youngest daughter said, I can just go in the room, turn on the switch, and I have light. I can do my homework instead of using those little battery lamps that she was using before.
I really appreciate Light Up Navajo. I know NTUA, they really helped us a lot.
The ultimate goal is to try to reduce that 13,000 and, really help, families to live where their ancestors have lived. Just being part of the rural America picture, the freedoms that we all enjoy, being able to live where we want to live. And having electricity just makes it that much more easier.